when we were introducing this at the Sea Otter, we didn't get a chance to talk to MTBR about the Czar. So we introduced this a couple of months ago, and we've already started shipping them. We've shipped some all over the world, actually. Not a lot. Yeah, we're getting momentum going. This, the Czar, being carbon fiber, is also the first non-U.S. made bike in Turner history. So for the last couple of years, I've been making a few trips back and forth to Taiwan, learning a whole bunch of new stuff about materials, what's possible, shapes, logistics, how to bring something from halfway around the world, to our warehouse. Everything about the Czar is different, and sometimes it's been scary, sometimes it's been challenging, and one thing's for sure, it's fun learning all of the new things to bring a new type of product to market. We're offering it in two different colorways. This is what we're calling in those in the industry call UD, unidirectional, and it's just basically it's just a light semi-gloss clear coat over the carbon as it comes out of the mold. You can see where the layers of carbon where the last layers on top were stopped. And in some lights, you get some kind of like a refraction. And that's just, it's the way it actually looks. It's truly a naked bike. It's not unlike our raw alloy frames. This bike was designed from the ground up as a marathon bike. It's 100 millimeters of travel in the rear. We made it with a direct mount front derailleur. That way we got this, the most rigid shifting possible. It also freed up the design constraints for the shape of the seat tube, so we could make it that as strong as possible, nice and flowy. The linkages are as short as we could get them, and being a 100 millimeter travel, it comes with a shorter shock, which keeps the weight down. And like all the Turners before it has the custom-made stainless steel grease fittings on all the pivots, so that if you remember, I know a lot of people don't remember or care to maintain or try to keep their pivots greased, but it's there if they want it. Something that we had a lot of fun with was benchmarking, and so one of the guys at work and I, we acquired or borrowed many other bikes and rode them, compared them to each other, and then compared them to early ride samples of the Czar. And that started, I think, in last August, when we really started. The design was done and all that, and then we had to figure out what was the layup schedule going to be. And one thing that we felt we really did was create a really good ride quality with the carbon, and something that it's almost infinite, really. We were able to come up with a main triangle that had some vibration absorption or some hard impact, like a sharp hit, whether it be a rock or a small ditch. And when you feel that front wheel hit it, we were able to come up with a layup schedule in the front triangle where we thought it dampened the vibration and cut down on the sting of the hands. Then still keep the thing to be pretty darn rigid while hammering out of the pedals. Even we're here, press cam, you can see there's nobody's name on it, ready for tomorrow. We've outfitted this one with actually every single bike in the fleet has a quick release on it to make changing bikes for all the people here a little easier. And we had a guy today that rode it, and he's over 6 feet tall, pretty strong guy, and he was commenting on how solid this thing felt under power. And that really was something we were also after, being a marathon or a race bike, intended. It's got to feel efficient when you're hammering it. You don't want to, be squirreling down the road. So that came out really well. We were able to, have nice big cross sections on the stays, which of course are hollow inside. So they we have the rigidity we wanted, but keep the weight down. This bike here, same 142, same derailleur hangers, all the other bikes, so parts, all that kind of stuff, they're all interchangeable. Still uses all the same pivot system. Little different hardware in our pursuit of trying to trim a little bit of weight out of it, but the bearing material still using the IGUS's, still using the threaded inserts for the post mounts. On this bike, we were able to go ahead and do a 56 millimeter lower head tube so that you could use a tapered fork and then fully, hide the bearing, which obviously looks, I think, really good. It's a pretty low bottom bracket bike. It's under 13, 12.8, depending on the tires and the fork, obviously. And it's designed around a 100 millimeter travel fork. We've ridden them with both 48 and 51, well, 44, 48, and 51 millimeter offsets. None of the forks are bad. They all just feel a little different. The less offset, the smaller the number, like 44, obviously has the most heavy feel in the front end and the most stability. If you do a lot of, well, in this case, it'd be a lot of high-speed, rocky stuff, that's going to provide you the most stability, even with a lighter bike. The head angle on this is 69.8. So it's not super slack, but you can change the stability by changing the offset of the fork. These are all set up with 51, which creates the lightest feeling. So as the fork offset increases, the steering becomes lighter, and on a cross-country bike where you tend to run longer stems or lower stems, longer and lower stems, in many cases, then your weight goes to the front. So if the bike steers lighter, then it's that it works out in the old days. Forks had 38 millimeter offsets, including 29er forks. That combined with a long, low stem had a great feel of ponderousness, or darn near a downhill bike-like feel, right? So now with the greater offset forks, we have this lighter feeling and a quicker edge-to-edge stuff. So you can make quicker line changes without so much effort. Well, as far as the price on this is $29.95. Currently, we only have it in medium and large. Extra larges, in fact, we have one ride sample extra large around here somewhere, and that'll be available in a couple of months, end of summer. And the bikes, they are coming in, but we seem to be the batches are a little smaller than the demand right now. So that, for those of you that have been waiting, basically the first in, first out. So an order that's placed, now will get first dibs on maybe the next batch. And we're trying to give most shops or distributors some, but they're not getting all their orders filled. So I apologize for that. But it's just it's a big challenge to be able to guesstimate and buy a whole batch. So obviously we'd rather have a little bit lower and not end up stuck with either the wrong sizes or colors. So that's the nature of the business.
All right. Can we expect any more carbon models from Turner Bike?
Oh yeah. The response from introducing the Czar at the Sea Otter, it's obvious that the market really is clamoring for more carbon bikes, and it's we're obviously a little late to the party, which has its advantages as well as its disadvantages. And one thing's for sure is that the dealers, the distributors, the riders that we're talking to that are placing orders are definitely, they're not only buying these, but they're asking for more models. So I guess that's really no surprise to a lot of you guys.